the more conversations we have with a lot of different women, especially on this platform and other platforms, most of them aren't willing to sacrifice for the family. They're not willing to even sacrifice for a man. They'll do it for their kids. But if you put the man in that situation, most of them say, I'm not willing to take care of no man. You got to come in equal to me or better. And when that's the case, if you get in a relationship with a man and you're not willing to take on the mantle of being a provider for the family so that they can follow your dream, then sit your ass back and let him do his thing and you do your job. Or y'all can both get y'all ass out here and work like most people do.
Lies. First of all, I cannot hold that. I'm so sorry. I really can't hold that. First of all, I really don't know too many men that is willing to allow their woman to make all the bacon, baby, and you just at home taking care of the kids. I'm sorry. I think that a part of your manhood comes with your ego, right? And a part of the culture that has built America is that supposedly a part of your
what does that have to do with the woman?
Can you let me finish?
What else?
I just wanted to ask.
Explain.
Nobody
finish
cut
so
you
forget
off.
a point.
Right? What I'm saying is, right, part of a man's worth, right, from your words, right, the way you guys kind of articulate things is your wallet and your ability to protect your family. So to kind of make this unrealistic thing to be like, oh yeah, you know how many women are willing to do that? I know a lot of women that are. I don't think the men are too comfortable with relinquishing that type of power that they believe comes with making more money than their women, and allowing her to kind of have full access to paying the bills and stuff like that, and allowing her to go after her dreams while you're just kind of, doing whatever you're doing in the household, whether that's just taking on more of the nurturing roles, right? Because I believe that sometimes that kind of can cut a man's ego in half, where you're seeing your woman go after something, even if it's not you per se being jealous, but that's jealousy is a part of human nature, especially if it's something like, damn, it could cross your mind. And that's what happens to a lot of men when they date women that makes more than them. That's all I was going to say.
So what does that have to do with women making a decision that they won't do it? Because I often don't. I'm gonna be honest. I've asked people this in general, and oftentimes I hear that argument a lot from women. But then when you ask them when have they ever experienced that, and they will tell you, "Oh, I haven't. This is not my situation."
But I know a lot of women that actually.
No, wait.
Hold on. You gotta let her finish.
All right.
But the reality is that my question is, what does that have to do with the woman? Because the women are saying that they can't deal with the man. They won't take care of no man. They won't take care of they won't live in a house with a man that's a stay-at-home father. They're saying that. What does that women saying that have to do with the men?
I actually know two women that are working and their husbands are stay-at-home dads. One is Asian and one is Black, right? And it's about 7 of us. And within our friend group, right, they was kind of clowning them, calling them simps. And I felt like it was a beautiful thing. Just them finding out something that works for them. You don't
Who called them simps?
The other men that we all know.
The other men called these men simps for being stay-at-home fathers, right?
Yeah, they're like, man, you stay at home, let your wife.
Those men feel?
I'm sorry, what you say?
How did those men feel? The ones that
they didn't say it to their face. They just said it to us. Like we.
No, I'm asking, how do those men who you just saying, you got those 2 examples of these men that decided to do it, the Asian man and the Black man. How do they feel about that situation?
I think from what I see, whatever, they feel good about it. They had jobs or whatever. Before they had kids, they both had jobs, but their wives or their girlfriend was making more than them. So when they wanted to start a family, they just was kind of like, all right, it don't make sense for you to quit your job to be home with the kids if I'm making less than you. So it don't make sense. I think a lot of times what we try to do is we try to fit everybody's description of what a perfect relationship is supposed to look like. When you're different, everybody's different, instead of just kind of creating a relationship that caters and fits your needs, even if it goes against social norms. And I don't think that women mind helping a man or taking on that role. A woman just don't want a broke man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a broke man that's not doing anything. For the most part, I do hear women complain about um, the emotional,
So
right, right, and the support that men give them. Like I keep bringing this back up. Like I said, you guys kind of just lead with your wallet in this protection thing, but you guys completely forget about the emotional connection that we need with you guys, and the physical, the not the physical.
So
What's the other word I'm looking for?
Who's forgetting about the
so
emotional connection?
If it don't apply, let it fly.
Okay, so
So
when you make statements like y'all are forgetting about, y'all are coming with y'all wallets or protection,
Well, then
men
that
say
means that
y'all are
you're not a part of
completely.
that group.
I think the issue comes in where I don't think, because I know a lot of women, once again, who make more than their man and don't have a problem with that. Like Kim stated earlier, I've always been a woman that dated men off of who I liked, not how much you made or what career you had. So in those cases, unfortunately, most of the time I may run into men that I really vibe with and we get along well, like your morals and principles and ethics, but you just don't make as much as me. I'm not going to stop or not date you because of that. The problem I've run into though is that men aren't comfortable with that. It's not me not being comfortable with the fact that I make more. As long as you are bringing something to the table, like Ash stated, I don't want a man that doesn't have any ambition, that doesn't want to do anything at all. But if you are bringing something to the table, even if it's small, it's still adding to the pot. So we can still build from that. What I've run into is that men don't feel comfortable with that. And maybe because innately men are supposed to be providers and protectors. And if you feel like you aren't making more or can provide for your woman by yourself, you don't feel as whole. And I'm just speaking for the men that I've come into contact with. I don't know if this is a general statement for all men in the world, but that's what I've run into.
wait,
Men
so
who don't have a purpose. Hold on. Men who don't feel that they are going after maybe their purpose. They don't make more than their woman, or their woman is constantly growing. And it's not that I'm just so career focused, I'm going after it, but I'm making more, I'm growing more, and you are on that same level. I tend to see that they get in a place of just unhappiness, and it's nothing we can do to feed that. They
Ty,
have to actually find that purpose on their own. Go ahead.
Ty, so
Hold on.
so what about those? So you said you know a lot of women that out earn their men.
Mm-hmm.
What about those men? How do they feel?
I think they all feel the same way. They're with them. I think, they
No,
appreciate their women, but I think that they run into situations where they feel inadequate
like
to a
how?
certain degree. So
Like, do you
something
have
as
an example
small
of this?
as I have an example, like something as small as we want to do a couple strip, right? The girls come up with it. Let's bring our guys. The girls got it. We can all pay for it. But now the guys like, it becomes an issue. I don't really know if I want to do this. You can't do as much. We can't go as many places. And they feel some type of way. Then if we change it, like, okay, well then if you can't do the couple strip, you want me to pay for half of it? It's like, no, or just forget it altogether. Well, we can go by ourselves. And that's also an issue.